Howdy folks, and welcome to another video. Nerdy Pappy coming at you. If you've been driving the International Lonestar Legacy version 2.88 by Mark Brower, you've probably been driving it around for a few days now and wondering, how in the heck do I change those decals? Well, that's what this video is about. So, let's get into it. Alright, so when you downloaded the International Lonestar version 2.88, you were given a zipped file, a RAR file, which you could use WinRAR or 7-zip or whatever to unzip it. And then you want to put it in a folder somewhere on your hard drive. And then you can access what's inside. What comes in the zipped up package is the truck itself, which is the mod, the International Lonestar version 2.88, and I know it looks like a notepad, but for those that may be confused, if you right click it and go to properties, it is in fact an .scs file, which is a mod file for your game of ATS. And what you can do is right click this, go to your documents. It's where I have it. May be different on your system. American Truck Simulator mod folder, and paste it in there. But if you already have that done, you're already ahead of the game. You get the truck template for making skins for the truck itself, and then you get the decal template. He's also included a little DDS file here that is his sample. So let's look at that. Here's the template itself for the decals, and let's see if I can try to point this out in some fashion. Let's go with a red paintbrush here, and these pieces right here, oh, we're gonna have to go a little thicker than that, I think. Trying to make it easy for you folks to see what I'm doing here. This right here, this area of the template, is the sides of the hood. This one being your left, this one being your right. That's where your truck number goes, if you want a truck number. If you want Mickey Mouse on there, you can put Mickey Mouse on there. It's up to you. Alright. This is the side steps. You have left and right. And then this is that little bit that's underneath the front fender. Usually has the no step label on there. This right here is the headache rack, the tool tray or chain tray or whatever you want to call it at the bottom of the headache rack. The little toolbox, or it's open on the top for the chains to go in there so they aren't dangling all around, I think. But anyway, here's your left and right mud flaps. Here's your left door and your right door, and the openings are for the handles. They're kind of scrunched down a little bit, but don't worry about that. This is your IFTA label here, your clean idle sticker here, and your electronic logs, if that's what you want to use them for. You could put other things in there. You know, you could put truck stop symbols or you know, a decal you got from the last truck stop you stopped at or something. Anyway, and new in this template, new in the version 2.88, this little deal right here is the picture frame inside the truck, so you can put your own picture. Now here's Mark's example. As you can see, truck numbers on the hood. All of this right here is if you're using the steps instead of the big decorative skirts. These two right here are going to be the tool tray or chain tray on your headache rack. These two are right and left mud flaps. This bit right here is the back bumper, and I don't remember if I covered that one or not. It's right here. That's your back bumper right between the tail lights. It's right on the back of the frame. So anyway, moving right along, these are your doors right and left, IFTA sticker, your clean engine idle, your driver logs, and finally your photo frame inside the truck. So there you go. That's that. We'll keep that example up here in case we need to reference it as we're going along. But this is our template right here. Now Mark has organized this very nicely for us. You got this first layer right here that is white. If you turn it on and off, you can see that's a background so we can see things better. This next layer up is the photo frame. This layer is your hood. Now, none of this matters because, well, it does matter in a way. You see, I can turn the mud flaps on and off. But we're going to be turning all these layers off at the end of this. So, you don't want to place anything on these layers, simply because you're going to have to turn it off in order to get rid of the template part of the template, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do, first of all, is we're going to go up here to this layer. If you turn that on and off, you'll notice that nothing disappears. That is your graphics layer where you can place your graphics, already put in place for you. Alright, so now we'll pull up some graphics here to get moving. Basically what we have is a selection of stickers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go in here to open, and we're going to go to that folder, and let's start with the mud flaps, and I'm going to select both of these. So we're going to copy that, and now we're going to paste it. We're still on our graphics layer that we need to be on. Perfect. So now we may make this a little larger so that it covers more of the mud flap, so it makes almost the whole thing white. There'll be a black tip at the bottom and a black tip at the top where the bracket's at. So I'm happy with that, I believe. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So we'll go to the right, copy, paste, line it up about the same height wise, and then we'll just drag it down here to where it's fairly close to the same size. That's about right. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. We're going to deselect those images, so now we can go, that's our mud flaps, and now we're done with these. So we can put those away. And we're going to open. I believe, let's just make it easy and just get the IFTA sticker for now. We're going to edit, select all, copy, paste it. And I know some of you are really familiar with graphics programs, and so you might just want to fast forward or something and get to the part where you put it in the truck or something. But anyway, here's a kind of a cool looking label. I don't know what it's for, but anyway, it looks cool. And we're just gonna slide this back here. Let's put it here. Two red labels next to each other, and then we're gonna let's grab let's grab the logbook thing and select all, copy, paste. And it doesn't have to be the same size as the gray box. It's not going to matter. The gray box disappears, remember? So this is going to be right there on the side of your truck. Looking cool. Alright, we're done with that. We're done with that. And we're done with that. So I kind of clear them up, get them out of the way so I don't have so much opened. Now let's grab it's kind of funny. I grabbed this just for shits and giggles, I guess. But let's select all of that and copy it. This is just for this tutorial. This is what I'm going to put on my little picture frame, just as a laugh. I like the girl with her dog, don't get me wrong. It's one of my favorite pictures on the internet, but we're just going to put American Truck Simulator game box on the thing. I think that's kind of cool. Alright, we're done with that. And let's get let's grab a company name. And we're going for the fakery company because it's fake. Select all, copy. Now the neat thing about this decal template is you don't have to worry about rights and lefts and all that kind of junk. On here, what you do is you just stick it. Now this has text, so I don't have a right and a left anyway. So we're just going to stick it on the door, and then we're just going to paste another one. Because this particular logo, I doubt would ever be reversed, because how would you reverse it without messing up the lettering? Because you would make it backwards, unless you cut the logo out separately, I guess, and you could put it on the other end and flip it around and blah blah blah. Anyway, so this is what it's going to look like. Alright, so moving right along here, we are going to, let's see what else we've got to select from here. We've got nothing of interest. So what we're going to do is, I think we're just going to, well, we were doing the fakery, weren't we? The fake company. So we can just do another paste. And I didn't, like I said before, I didn't get myself a truck number, so I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna put the fakery logo up here where the number's supposed to go, just so I've got something in there, right? And then let's just put it other places so we can see it on the truck once this tutorial is coming to an end, you know. So let's do the headache rack, and then we'll do a little bit more on the driver's side step there. Okay, so we've got all of our pieces and parts in there, so we're going to deselect here. Video is getting a little long, so we're going to try to wrap it up. Now what we want to do is we want to leave our active layer, which is our graphics layer, on, and what we can do is just scroll down here and just start turning off layers. And I love that Mark organized this template so well, because it's so easy to use. We can just go in here and turn off these layers, and get rid of all the truck parts and the background, because we need to have a transparency. That's one of the rules of this template, is it has to be a transparency. So we're going to save this, and I'm going to save it as a PNG paint.net file, simply because it'll retain all the layers, and I can come back and I can work on it later, change things if I want to, whatever. And we'll just call it fakery, just for the sake of doing it. So there it is. We've saved it as fakery. Now what we want to do is we want to come back here and we want to save it as a DDS file, because that's what the truck is going to demand, is that we have a DDS file. So what I'm going to do, it's got to be named the same thing. So I clicked on the one that Mark gave us with the truck, which is a DDS file of that name. It has to stay that same name. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here and I'm going to put it in a different folder. And now what it's going to do is it's going to flatten, so it's going to put all the layers flat into one final layer. So there's our DDS. Now we're done in Paint, so we can close this and get out of it. And then what we want to do now, and this is the part that you know, a lot of people flinch or whatever. Now I have a backup of this mod, because when I unzipped the folder, you saw it right there in the folder. I haven't touched that one. I haven't messed with it. So I'm going to go to my mod folder in my American Truck Simulator, where I have the truck right here, International Lone Star version 2.88. Now I have a backup in case I screw something up. But I want to right click this and I want to open it with WinRAR archiver WinRAR. We're going to open that, and then what we want to do is this folder right here is the only one we have to mess with. It's L-Star Decal. Okay, you want to open it up, and then you'll see there's that decal underscore rck.dds. That's what we just named our new template. So what we want to do with this one is you can either right click and delete, or you can just hit the delete key on your keyboard and then say yes, I want to delete that because it's gone. Now after we delete that decal and all the data winds up leaving, Don't panic, okay? We still have a backup of it anyway. But what we want to do is we want to right click right here in this little gray area, and we want to say add files to archive. Now we want to go to the spot where we saved our decal, which I put it, let's see, it's under skinning, and then I put it here in decals so I wouldn't lose it. There it is, decal underscore RCK. It's a DDS file because you saw me save it. Now I'm going to put it in here. Let's say OK. Now it's going to write it in. It puts it in there. You'll see it's the same name as the TOBJ file, which that's why we have to leave it the same name. If you change the name, it's going to fail. So we close WinRAR. Alright, and then the next step is to open American Truck Simulator. Alright, so if you've been driving around and you've had this truck in your mods and you've already been using it, there's no need to go into your mods because we didn't change any mods, we didn't load any mods, we just changed what was inside of our truck. So we're going to continue to the game. Alright, so here we are in the game. As you can see, I didn't have to change anything. I already had my decals activated on this truck. So there they are. You've got these stickers here. You've got the decal up here where the truck number goes, and we put the logo so you can see how it reduced it in size because it's going to put it right there where it belongs. So around the other side there's the passenger door, labels there, labels, decals, whatever you want to call them. It is a decal. There's one right there on the back of the headache rack, and then we got our cool mud flaps going on there, and our fakery on the back of the frame. So that's the extent of those decals. Now if we go inside the truck, turn our little head around, there, now you can see on the picture frame that it is the American Truck Simulator California box that we put in there. So going back out, as you remember me saying before, these decals are completely independent of any paint or any skin that you happen to put on this truck. So there you go. You can change whatever color. It's going to be completely independent of every one of those decals. So it's the perfect way to enhance your truck and make it more personalized, that kind of thing. So anyway, that's how it's done. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to post them, and I'll try to get your questions answered. So thanks for tuning in, and I've been working on another video, which is the complete video for skinning this truck, and so be looking for that one in the near future. I appreciate it, and have a great day.